Action. Alright, good afternoon or other time zones as I've said before. And I figured instead of doing another introduction video, I might start compiling the traveling experiences. You could maybe have a first idea at all. This channel will be run in possible means. So right now I'm in Guilin right now. I've taken a train this afternoon from Guangzhou South Railway Station to Guilin North Railway Station. It took 2.5 hours, not quite long given the distance. And so I think I'll start by explaining what this. I've planned a journey up back north from Guangzhou to my hometown Shamian, which are actually I think 2,800 kilometers apart in terms of the linear distances only. So that will be quite a travel. So right now in Guilin I'm staying in a local hotel. If you see this flower behind, there's a huge bathtub. I might be taking a bath, and I have to say the view is great outside the window. Here's how it looks from the window. There's a saying in China that you could not find greater views in the mountains and waters than in Guilin, and if you look afar, that might be true as well. That's the combination of all the buildings, the apartments, as well as the sky, and of course the mountain as a part of nature. Right, so I think you will not be able to see me that much in this video, as I will compile other elements, other videos I've shot over my stay in Guangzhou. I'll start from there. Yeah, let's go. So yes, we'll start with the Guangzhou South Railway Station. It is in the southern part of Guangzhou, nearby the Foshan city. So as you can see, it is indeed the People's Republic of China. Like if not tens of thousands, at least thousands of people here queuing up, waiting for the trains and buying stuff, eating, playing with their cell phones, all sorts of life. And if you look above, there's all kind of light metal material and structure that will help reduce the pressure and make it more stable, the structure. And for my train to Guilin, my gate was number B18. I had to wait in line with all those people. And right, here we go. So going down the escalator, we can see the exterior of the train station as opposed to the interior that we just saw before. And as you can see, there are so many tracks, and the CHR or the CRH, the Chinese high-speed rail, I'd call it CHR. Yeah, it looks like a bullet. Some claim it does, and it travels at up to 300 or more than 300 kilometers per hour, but our train traveled at 250, I think. That was awfully quick as well. Yeah, indeed, it looks kind of like a bullet to reduce the air pressure friction that would otherwise hold it back. Right, and this is where I stayed before going to the train station. It's close to a metro station called as Shibi, which is only one station away from the Guangzhou South Railway. So right, and you'll see up there it's a flat apartment. Actually, the rent or hotel stay fee there is pretty low, and it is convenient in terms of traffic as well. Right, so I actually stayed there over the whole period of my stay in Guangzhou, and here I've only walked for like 3 minutes or so, and here the thing in purple is a metro or subway station, underground if you call it. Beep, we are through. Right, so it's actually quite convenient. You could use metro card, your phone, QR code, or other city passes as well. It's quite convenient in China. And down here, people everywhere. So on my first day free in Guangzhou, I explored the first destination of my whole journey, the Chen Clan Ceremonial Hall, I'd call it, something like that. I think there's no official translation. It's basically, in China, there is the family name, and the name, whether it be Chen, Wang, or mine, Xu, that means we are a part of the same family, and in China there are only certain numbers of last names of family names given to us, so we feel a stronger sense of belonging. And this clan ceremonial hall is for all those whose last name is Chen, right? And I think that's also my mother's last name. She might somehow be connected. And if you look above, you can see the very special architectural style that is particularly present in the south part of China. That's something we wouldn't see in Beijing or elsewhere up in the north. Like they include different elements from miniature scaled puppet carving to things like dragons, inscriptions, and then animals that all have symbolic significance in their culture. And also, of course, they plant bonsai. I think that's a Japanese word, but yes, like small bushes, and then they carve their handrails. So you will see engraved carvings there that are really particular to this place. You wouldn't find it elsewhere, and I think it has been preserved since when it was built in the Qing Dynasty. So like for like 2 centuries. And up there, the right thing there says the hall where all the wise men gather, and that's probably where they held important events to the whole family, like ceremonial gatherings, honoring ancestors. We are a culture that really value our ancestors and their teachings. We have always been saying like sticking to the traditional values and then obeying our ancestors and their wisdom and their findings. And as you can see in the background, the tall buildings, they merge well with what's still remaining of this ancient building. And built in the Qing Dynasty, it was back then the educational system was called the Keju system. That's where people from different parts of China all attend the same national health exam. So when those people come to Guangzhou, they can stay in the Chen Clan family ceremonial home if they are part of the Chen family. And of course, there's a backroom garden and backyard for viewing and walking around. It's quite cool as well. So here are some additional images. Handrails, as you see in more detail, the hall where all the wise men gather. And here's the mixture of the tall buildings and the clan itself in more detail with red lantern. And here is the backyard of it, where other types of buildings are present. Negative space here, of course, and red lanterns that have the significance of illuminance and wisdom. And here from different angle. Right, and after touring the ceremonial hall, I've walked all the way to here. It's called, I think, the Pedestrian Shopping Streets, where basically only people can walk there and no motor vehicles are allowed, theoretically. And here there are many things. Well, first of all, deliciousness, food. That's called the wonton noodles. It's really, really delicious. And apart from that, there are all these different shops along the street. Like all different types, from clothing to jewelry to cinema to snacks to local cuisine like wonton noodles. And they are built in a style that really mimics the Western street, I believe. And I think I've personally been to Hong Kong as well, and they have things very similar to here in Guangzhou. And the street, I think it's called the upper and lower ninth walking street for the pedestrians, because it consisted of different parts. And here is the central plaza that leads to all the different walking streets. And if you see the ice cream balls, that really helped me walking all the way actually. Tall buildings, LED screens, among other things of modernity that really are similar to other parts as well. If you walk around, you see restaurants, McDonald's. Here is the statue of a horse on top of the globe, and also here's, I think, sugar water with potato that was delicious as well, a dessert. And walking further distance, here's an interesting crossing bridge for the pedestrians as well. You walk above the traffic, so you don't cause a traffic jam trying to cross the road. And here is the Zhujiang River, and I'm walking on a bridge right over it. Now the water might seem to be a bit muddy, because it is, but having crossed the river, I've arrived at an area called as Shamian, and here the building in red bricks is the previous Soviet Union consulate or embassy to Guangzhou. well, we are not allowed entry into this building at this moment. It certainly preserves historical values, and along this area in Shamian, you could see that the buildings are made according to European styles, indeed. And here is a church, I think a Catholic church, called as the Shamian Chapel, I think. And it's not open for the service hour. They have services in English as well, Mandarin, Cantonese, I think so. Built right next to Chinese customs. I'm not exactly sure why. There might be deeper meanings behind it, and if you would like to think on that and leave a comment, feel free to do so, please. And here's another former consulate or embassy, I could only imagine. If you see the flagpole with no flag upon it, then most likely it once used to be an ancient building that marked some kind of incompetency of the Qing dynasty or something, or something that we wouldn't want you to see anymore, so we removed the flag and not tell you what it is. And here is another embassy, I think. I think it's the former British embassy to Guangzhou. The British embassy had two different buildings, one on the western side and one on the eastern side. It's simply called different structures. So yeah, they really had things coming back then, and I think they are still used for other purposes, but we are not allowed entry into those areas. And here, the flagpole stuck at a certain angle. This is the former US consulate. You might see a reason why. I knew it was upon seeing the flagpole. I knew it. Right, hello again guys. After thank you for having listened to my detailed description of my journey in Guangzhou, and it's already time to say good evening. It took a while for me to make the video, but I haven't quite finished it anyway. I've spent 2 whole days playing in Guangzhou, like playing, not really playing, visiting places. Like I think that's more appropriate. Before that, I took a translation certificate exam for the state. I took 2 other days as well, and before that I was hanging out with other friends, and I've only covered contents for the first day there. And I've gotten materials for the other day as well, but it would be too much to put into this one video. It's already over 10 minutes, and I'm sure you'd be bored if you were only made to watch me and my voice, listen to my voice. Anyway, so the decision is I'd make this into multiple parts as well, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, click on the subscribe button. There's also a bell that will send you feeds. If you click on that, you will be notified as soon as I upload any new videos. So if you'd like to stay tuned in for other video logging things that I might be doing, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you, and thank you for your time, and I hope you've enjoyed. I hope my sharings have helped you learn about China, its railroad, its metro system, Guangzhou, its history, its food, and among other things. Right, have a great one. Hope to see you next time. Bye.